He likes it, and I think he needs to have a very good day here for the Oakland Raiders to have a chance to win.
Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish. We're available using the SAP button on your television. Janikowski will be kicking it to the Broncos, who won the coin toss. Actually, the Raiders won the coin toss and deferred. So they'll be sending it down to Omar Bolden, if in fact there is a return here at all. Janikowski in his career has only had 3 kicks returned here, 17 touchbacks playing in Denver. He's had a big career here, including a 63-yard field goal a year ago. So here comes Peyton Manning coming off another 300-yard performance last week. That gave him the all-time league record, his 64th 300-yard performance, breaking the tie he held with Dan Marino. Clady, a good left tackle, and Walton in his 3rd year out of Baylor is the center for this Bronco offense. And McGahee, with a rib injury in the second half last week, able to return and start this game in the backfield. Stokely also in the starting lineup in a slot to the left, and a little play action for Peyton down the middle. And he was going for his tight end there on first down, Joel Dreesen, covered by Philip Wheeler. Here is that Raider defense that has not had an interception through the first 3 games of the season. Richard Seymour has one of only 3 sacks by that team. Wheeler in on that last play, a former Manning teammate at Indianapolis. And there's that patchwork secondary Phil mentioned with Huff at corner. It's McGahee for a rush of about 3. And again, it's Wheeler in on the tackle. And it'll be 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Broncos.
Well, the Broncos have been talking quite a bit about how they're getting off to slow starts on the offensive side. I was almost expecting them right away to come out in a hurry-up offense, because when they're in a hurry-up, Peyton Manning has been very good so far this year.
Ball comes in on 3rd down. He's a good pass protector for this quarterback, the running back in his 4th year out of Maryland, as Manning changes things up and now takes it out of the gun. Across the middle, he's got Stokely. Stokely has the first down. Stokely to the 40 and near midfield. Stokely, who comes off a huge 4th quarter last week in their furious rally against Houston that came up just a bit short, picks up 26 with this one.
Here comes the blitz to this side, and that leaves such a void in the middle. And Brandon Stokely, you said it, Jim, what a week last week. Wide open cross in the middle. I thought we'd see a very conservative defense, especially early, every play from the Raiders. They try a little sneak attack. It did not work.
36-year-old Stokely coming out of retirement, giving the Broncos a first down at the 50, and no gain this time for McGahee. It was really Peyton who brought him back, in fact, to come practice throwing with Brandon Stokely out at Duke University over a weekend back in the spring. He didn't have any intention of coming back playing football full-time, but boy, has this worked out. Former teammate, of course, of Peyton's back at Indianapolis. 2nd down and 10. Manning. Open man. He's got another completion. This one's to Decker, who also had a big 100-yard-plus week against the Texans last Sunday.
Well, you know, Jim, you said it, 3 sacks by the Raiders defense. Peyton Manning got that second look that time at the defense. It allowed Decker to get wide open for an easy completion.
Andre Caldwell's lined up to the right, seeing some first action of the season. And a nice sidestep move there to pick up the first down by McGahee. Nifty little shift, picks up 2, and again they'll move the sticks. John Fox, former Raider defensive coordinator back in the mid-90s.
Well, John Fox said it offensively and defensively. He says, we are a work in progress. The problem with saying that and being that this NFL season, it jumps up on you. It's a big game, of course, critical, I think, for the Broncos.
On first down, and that was almost the first interception of the season for Oakland. Pat Lee, the former Packer, jumping in front, and that was Desmond Bryant who forced that throw to be almost intercepted.
You said it right. Short crosses to Pat Lee. That was an excellent job reading the route and getting across, and pressure on the quarterback. That's where they make bad decisions and they throw off target. That's what Peyton Manning did that play.
Of course, Dennis Allen was the defensive coordinator here at Denver a year ago. Just turned 40 last weekend. Youngest coach in the league, and got his first victory on his birthday weekend. Hillman is in the backfield, the rookie, able to snag it here in the second Johnny Hillman, drafted in the 3rd round out of San Diego State. Again, they sit down Noshan Moreno today, and they have a lot of faith this rookie is ready for some more reps.
Well, you're always looking for guys on the offensive side that can take simple plays and make them into something special. That's what they think Hillman can do.
3rd down and 7, operating from the Oakland 36. They've already converted twice on 3rd down on this opening drive of the game. Manning crossing right, and another 1st down picked up right there, right on the yardage. It looks maybe they're going to mark it just a little bit short for Jacob Tamme, about a half-yard shy.
Well, again, they're expecting man-to-man coverage. They get it. When you see receivers going across the field, that's how you beat it. You make defensive backs or secondary people worried about running into the opposition and their own teammates too.
And the crowd's not happy with the spot, but it looked like it was about spot on when you saw the first replay. Look at the knee.
Yeah, it was a good spot. That's exactly where it should be.
So they're going for it here on 4th and less than a yard.
Well, they're getting off the slow starts, I believe. It's a good call by John Fox. Go for it.
Going to throw for it, and it's caught for the first. It's Tamme again, and yes, he signals 1st down with authority.
That's showing a lot of respect to a big defensive line the Raiders have. They were in every gap, and I'll tell you, it might have been the only way they picked up this 1st down. Accurate throw. Great job by Tamme. Him and Peyton Manning did that many times in Indianapolis.
Back-to-back completions to Tamme, who caught 67 Manning passes back in 2010. From the 22. Again, fake into the line. Now going to the end zone. What a catch! It's Dreesen with the touchdown for Denver. The first quarter touchdown of the season for the Broncos. As you said, Phil, they've been getting off the slow start, but not today.
Here we go. Dreesen down the middle. The safeties are wide. And Peyton Manning, nice fake. And there's Philip Weaver. Can he run with the receiver down? It is good coverage, good reaction by the safeties, but it is a perfect throw and a tremendous catch by Dreesen.
Prater out for the extra point. Colquitt on the hold. Manning with his 6th touchdown pass of the season. 2nd time he's connected with Dreesen for a score. Beautiful grab by the tight end and a quick 7 for the Broncos. Here it is, game 4 of the season. That's the 3rd touchdown by a Denver tight end this young season. The Broncos had 3 total tight ends, touchdowns by tight ends the previous 2 years.
Well, Peyton Manning loves to, delegate the football, but he's always looking to throw one of those seam passes once he gets near the goal line.
Goodson is back deep and lets it sail over his head. Carson Palmer and the Raiders will have their first snap, having to come out right away in the 7-point hole.
Is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And by Toyota Care, caring for you and your car.
Along with Super Bowl MVP quarterback Phil Simms, Jim Nantz and the crew here in Denver, where the Raiders have won the last 4 years. Their first snap of the day, and it's a little toss here to McFadden. McFadden trying to get the edge. Bailey finally shoves him out after a gain of about 2. Carson Palmer led the Raiders back from 10 down going into the 4th quarter last week against the Steelers, and Phil called it his best performance by Palmer as a Raider. Here's his lineup up front, including Smith, again starting today for Barnes, who is out and active. Moore and Hagan are the receivers. Hayward Bay, of course, out with the concussion, and McFadden has had monster performances here in this stadium the last 4 years. They feed it to him again, and here he goes. McFadden near the first down at the 30. Got a block from Brandon Myers. Depend on the spot. Here's the Denver defense with Dumerville last week. On the first snap by the Texans, he got a sack and a safety. first safety of his career. Brooking starts in the middle today for Mays, who's been suspended by the league for a game for the hit he had on Schaub last week. And Bailey, of course, the decorated future Hall of Famer on one side, Porter on the other. Porter got scorched a couple of times last week. It is enough for the first. The two McFadden runs, netting 10 yards on the nose. There's a play action, and Palmer, first throw, wide open on this side of the field. It's Reese. Reese breaks a tackle and then tiptoes out at the 39 of Denver. Good for 31 yards. There was no one on that side of the field, Phil.
Well, it's a fast defense. You got to be careful. The Broncos overreact. And that time, they blocked the outside rusher with Reese. They let him go. Somebody's got to stay back and be accountable for him. When you look at it from top, just another way to get Marcel Reese, Darren McFadden, those are the guys. Give them the football. They can make big plays.
From the Denver 39. Play action and another throw back to Reese, who's wrapped up in a hurry by Vaughn Miller. Second straight throw to Reese. This one's good for 4.
Yeah, when you talk about Reese, you look at him, you say, well, is he a fullback? Not really. To me, he's a tight end / wide receiver, and yeah, he gets in that backfield maybe to block every once in a while. Very talented with the football in his hands, and Carson Palmer told us what? We will not be conservative on offense. Good start.
Rod Streeter, the rookie receiver, to the right. Second down and 6. And from the gun, pocket seal. Palmer flings it. He's got his man. Another first down. It's at the Denver 24. Derek Hagan with the catch for 11.
The Raiders worried about pass protection. Nobody back there to help these offensive linemen out. Carson Palmer had a great pocket, and you could hear the football hit the chest of Derek Hagan all the way up here from the booth. Good job of coming back to the football. Catch it with your body, so that way it can't be stripped out by the defensive back from behind.
9th catch of the season for Hagan. Former Raider, then waived, then re-signed. Then again without Hayward Bay today, out after the concussion on that violent hit last week. Here's Palmer going deep to the end zone and over the head of Marcel Reese.
Carson Palmer talking about this Raider offense. He said they won't be conservative. He loves his. Greg Knapp, the new offensive coordinator, comes in. A different offense than what they ran last year. They moved the quarterback around a little more. And Jim, I think you agree. You could see the smile on Carson Palmer's face last night, talking about how he loves being a quarterback in this style offense.
And Coach Knapp loved him being in Oakland, too. Here's the handoff to McFadden, who brings it down to about the 20. And it'll set up 3rd and 5. Woodyard on the tackle, but McFadden here in Denver has just had some incredible performances, including 2 years ago when the Raiders just trounced Denver. He scored 4 touchdowns, rushed for 165 yards.
How many ways can you draw up to get the football to Darren McFadden? Running it, throwing screens, line him up as a wide receiver, give him a chance down the field. He has good hands.
3rd and 5. Comes the blitz. Palmer just has to throw it away in the area of Denarius Moore. It was Dumerville applying the pressure. Palmer just had to unload it.
Yeah, you said it. Doesn't have time. On the outside, here comes Dumerville. Will Smith making his second start. Tough assignment. On the road, crowd noise, obvious passing situation. You got to give him help in those type of situations.
Janikowski out after hitting the game winner last week with no time left from 43 yards to defeat the Steelers. This is a 38-yard field goal try by Sebastian, and the kick is good inside the right upright. So each team scores on its first possession. Touchdown for Denver, field goal for the Raiders. 7-3 Broncos. Celebrating today his 30th year at CBS Sports. Wish, as he is known to us all around the crew, has worked every major event for CBS Sports. Super Bowls, Final Fours, the Masters. He was the one who actually framed that shot back in '05 at Augusta that tracked Tiger Woods' miraculous chip at the 16th hole that just hung on the lip. That was through the lens and vision of Bob Wishney, and a happy anniversary to the great man.
Well, the big thing is he is a tremendous bowler, but he's never won our bowling tournament, so this is the year. 2 years at CBS, see if he can handle the pressure.
How about if you quit putting so much pressure on him? Each beat roll about 230. You dog him with every roll.
That's okay.
So 7-3 here. Stokely with a big 26-yard pass play on that opening drive. And then the touchdown catch by Dreesen.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Get the latest news, analysis, and predictions. Jason LaCamfora, Pat Kerwin, and other CBS Sports experts. Watch Pro Football 360 live weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern, or on demand, cbssports.com/Pro Football 360. Beautiful day here in Denver, as the Broncos and the Raiders both enter this game at 1-2 in the highly competitive AFC West that last year had all kinds of possibilities going into the last weekend. Who could win the division? Of course, the Broncos did win it on a tiebreaker, but they did not win a divisional game at home, oddly enough. They were 0-3 in the division at home and 3-0 on the road.
What?
Manning taking it under center here for the second series of the game. This Denver offense marched down the first line, and Gahey falls forward for about 5. What do you see, Phil?
Well, I just see a lot of open space in the middle of the field. Peyton Manning loves to throw seam passes anywhere, backed up, but especially going in to score. And Philip Weaver covering that time on Joel Dreesen. He's got to know they were teammates at Indy. That's what he likes to do.
Drop back and a little screen pass to Gahey, and he lowers the shoulder to get near the first. Looks like they got him about a half-yard shy. Pat Lee in on the stick. It will be 3rd and a foot.
Good running back. This is what you do. You protect situations. That extra 2 yards now puts the Broncos in a position where it's going to be so much easier trying to pick up this 3rd down.
Got Lance Ball in the backfield. Will they give him his first carry?
What?
3rd and short. The fake to him. And again, they go back to Tammy, who was able to pick up the first down on that first drive on a 4th and short situation. 9 more to the tight end.
Well, it's good play calling, great execution. That time when you send a guy in motion, it makes the defense back off and make it a little easier to throw against. And also what they're doing, they're showing respect to a big defensive line. Don't just try to overpower them, because I think it's pretty hard to do up the middle.
And a flag is thrown.
False start. Number 74 offense. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
Again, Pete Morelli and the NFL first teamers, the officials, are back to work.
You think it's the first time they've ever come out on the field and they got like ovations and everybody shaking their hand, people hugging them?
It's not only the first, it will be the only.
The last, that's right.
It'll be the last. Peyton has hit his last 6 throws. They got another flag down as he swings it over the ball. And the Raiders had that side bunched up. Would have gone for about 5 if the play holds up.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 84 is standing and covering up the tight end. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
It'll be 1st and 20. For the first time, Arnold Schwarzenegger speaks out about his scandal. Plus Lara Logan with America's top commander in Afghanistan. The season premiere of 60 Minutes is tonight. Only CBS America's #1 network.
Raiders pretty cognizant that Peyton Manning could do a hurry-up offense, so they're trying to rotate their defensive linemen here early in the game.
Steps back. Beautiful catch. Reaching back for it. It's Tammy, who's got a big first quarter underway. This for 10 more yards Tammy with his 4th catch.
Yeah, instead of a wide receiver outside coming underneath, they change it up from week to week. This week, put the wide receiver inside, tight end outside, and that was a nice catch by Jacob Tammy.
Tackled by Branch, but he got about halfway home to a first, so it's 2nd and 10. Regains the penalty yardage, and now Manning slides over to get away from the pressure. Throws on the run. He's got Thomas at the 40. Thomas trying to slash outside before Branch slings him down at the Oakland 38. A pickup of 24.
Well, we saw this last week against the Texans. Peyton Manning breaking the pocket, probably more than I've ever seen him do it. Eyes down the field, nice throw on the run. What did Peyton Manning say? He goes, I don't know about that break in the pocket for me. After 3.5 seconds, it's a lot better for a receiver has it instead of me, but I don't know. We saw 4 of them last week, 1 already here today.
You were impressed, given his age, to see how nimble he was running around and eventually finding receivers on the run.
Well, I just think it's a play that you got to take advantage of.
1st and 10, and again a screen pass. Beautiful ankle tackle that time by McLean. Able to stop what could have been a big gainer for McGay. He holds him to 3 instead.
Well, Peyton's going to spread it around. They with formations and everything they do on the offensive side. Boy, look at that already. Pass distribution. Everybody gets a chance. That's what a good offense, Jim, gets everybody involved early, like a basketball team. Let everybody get a shot. And, instead of waiting too long where they get tight. Get them involved. Get them excited about what you're doing, and you'll make them a lot more productive.
Hayden has connected on his last 9 passes now. On 2nd and 7, they go end around. It's Caldwell. That's a burst and high steps out of bounds. After gaining 14, Andre Caldwell.
Well, when Andre Caldwell comes in the game, the tight formation, they do a lot of bunches just like we saw that time. And you're thinking they run the sweep a lot with the running back towards the bunch. They reverse the field. Really nice job. Here it comes this way. Usually it's the sweep, but not this time. And look at the defense. Everybody over chasing. And Andre Caldwell, fresh legs, gets a good game.
Thomas doing a good job blocking down the field. There's another completion. And it's Decker trying to back in for the first. He's got 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Well, we got a defense. We talked about it, Jim. You said it in the opening. They're down on defensive backs. They have a safety playing corner. They're playing a soft defense. In other words, not taking chances. Not a lot of tight man-to-man coverage. And Denver spreading the field. Peyton Manning just picking them apart.
And McGahee has a 1st and goal to go at the 4. A run for 8.
Jim, they do it as good as anybody in the NFL. When you watch Zane Beadle and then you watch Ryan Clady, they are terrific at double teams. They don't even worry about the linebacker. Look what happens. The linebacker can't get through them because they just block the defensive tackle into the linebacker. That's how it looks. Great job by Willis McGahee setting up the run to get those extra yards.
1st and goal. To the line, they fake it. Now they throw it. It's McGahee. Stopped after a 1-yard reception. That is Branch in on the tackle.
This is a really good blend by the Broncos of the hurry-up offense and the stuff that Peyton Manning likes, Jim, but also integrating Mike McCoy's offense in the run game that we saw work so well for the Broncos last year. So it's a little bit of everything. They got a vast array of plays. Hard to zero in on one thing.
Lance ball in the backfield. Thomas to the right. Manning on 2nd and goal. Back to the end zone. Incomplete off the fingertips of Eric Decker.
Well played that time by this Raider defense. Oh, he's got a good thought. That's a good job by Matt Giordano. Seeing the eyes of the quarterback. Oh, that football got tipped.
Yes, it did.
Yes. The Giordano, number 27, his last little move, sometimes that movement can make a quarterback be a little more careful with the football and make it go off target.
It was Seymour who got a fingertip on it. Now it's 3rd and goal. Spreading it out more. This down. Pass batted down. That was Seymour again. First he got a fingertip on it. This time he got a whole paw on it to knock it away.
This is like hitting the quarterback. It's almost as good as a sack. And Richard Seymour, when you see passes deflected, it's not the quarterback, it's the push of the defensive line. The offensive line giving a little too much makes it easy to knock it down.
Actually hit him right in the elbow. So this will bring us to the end of the quarter. 21-yard field goal attempt by Prater from the right hash. And a kick. It was deflected, but it goes through. That ends the quarter. 10 first quarter points for the Broncos. They had 5 on the season in the first quarter coming in. 10-3 after 1, Denver.
You know, I thought that as you look at the score there, what a drive. I really thought the Raiders might call a timeout during that drive just to get their defense a rest, to settle down and cool off the Broncos offense, but they withstood it and still held them to 3.
Denver with 167 yards of offense in that first quarter. And another touchback. Remember Seymour got deflections on 2nd and 3rd down. He also got a hand here on the field goal try, but it still actually hit his arm again. Still went through for 3. This year his defensive coordinator before taking the head coaching job here with the Raiders. Second series for Oakland, and McFadden picks up 2. John Fox talking about Dennis Allen, saying he recognized this guy had that, what they call the it factor. Reminded him so much of Jack Del Rio, his current defensive coordinator, who had been with him 1 year also, just like Dennis Allen was.
Right. And you know, I think the thing he said that really caught my attention, he goes, he really knows how to relate to people. That's a big deal with coaching. You can have the answers on the chalkboard, but can you sell it to the players? And Dennis Allen, he can sell it.
He said he's smart and he's a fast thinker and can relate to people. All of those add up to a great coach. 2nd and 9 and going to the other side. And they've got running room and a blocker out there. It's Myers, the tight end. Bumped out by Mike Adams. Wisniewski was the one who threw that big block over there, Phil.
Yeah, it was great. You know, I like these backdoor screens. 83 in motion. Everybody thinks he's blocking. Everybody's chasing the action to the defense's left, and that leaves Meyer alone. And boy, this guy, he's a good-looking tight end. He can block and can run.
He's had at least 5 catches in all 3 games. This one goes for 22.
It's a little bit of the old-school tight end that can help the running game by blocking and still get down the field in the pass game.
First down, Raiders. Oakland tackle. Reese having a big afternoon. Reese set up the field goal on their first drive. This is 15 more.
Man, that is some route. Marcel Reese just using his speed out, and of course, using that big body to push off Raheem Moore and get those extra yards. And Carson Palmer is striping it so far here early in the game. Giving time, giving space, he's going to put it right on the money.
He's found Reese 3 times for 50 yards.
Like when I watch Carson Palmer these first couple games, it's like he's back in tip-top football shape. Not like last year when he came in and was just thrown into the action.
McFadden cuts back to the middle. And he's quickly down to the 35. A flag thrown into the pile after the 6-yard gain, and they're going after it.
Division rivals.
Holding. Number 66 offense. 10-yard penalty remains first down.
It's the first penalty of the game on the Raiders.
That's a nice cutback by Darren McFadden. Holding on Cooper Carlisle, the left guard.
The Raiders, through the first 3 weeks, Phil, they have not looked like what you've come to expect out of the Raiders in penalties.
Well, every guy, DA, that's Dennis Allen, which I figured out during all the meetings. But it's all about being accountable and discipline, and they're showing some of that early in the year.
First and 20, and that is Goodson. a good gainer to the 43. It's a total of 8. Tonight, see what makes The Amazing Race the most celebrated reality show ever. Don't miss the season premiere of the Emmy-winning Amazing Race tonight after 60 minutes, only CBS.
You know, Greg Knapp, you know, we were talking last night, and, you know, all the players and coaches are all going, hey, DA this and JT here. Everybody had a nickname. Of course, like I said, DA's Dennis Allen. We need a nickname for you, Jim.
Come up with one. I'm all open. Palmer looking for an open man. It's Moore, and just about a yard too long. Champ Bailey was back defending. Adams was blitzing the safety blitz on Palmer.
The blitz opens up the middle of the field. But, wow, that is some nice route by Denarius Moore. If Carson Palmer was not getting hit, blitz going to come off the outside. Doesn't have that extra second. He's under pressure, and he throws it down the middle of the field instead of across. If he threw it farther to the left, Denarius Moore was going to track it down.
3rd and long for Oakland.
Everybody standing up on the defensive side.
Here comes the blitz. Palmer just throws it away. Chris Harris.
Quarterback run is going forward. Incomplete pass.
What a blitz by Harris.
Well, let's just take a look at it, Jim. Watch all the players. Everybody standing up. Harris comes off the outside. Hits to Carson Palmer before he's ready. Lets her off the wide receiver. Nothing he can do but throw it away. And what the Broncos do on a defense like that is just don't stand still. Keep moving. Try to confuse the offensive linemen and who they're going to block. And I think it worked. It confused everybody.
They back him up. I believe they called grounding on the end of that. Back it up to the 46. Even gives Leckler with that huge leg a little more room. Never saw the flag down. Jim Leonard catches it at the 7. Taiwan Jones on the tackle right away. 45-yard punt. We're back to the Broncos, who lead it by 7 early second quarter. On that last defensive play, they actually are calling it a sack somehow, even though no one was on Palmer when he unloaded the football. Sack credited to Harris. It's bizarre. 1st and 10, Broncos. Oh, and an open lane for McGahee to the 24. It's a 17-yard run, and here's the play we've been talking about. They ruled this a sack by Harris on Palmer.
Here comes Harris, number 25. Way from the outside to give him a nice lane to run through.
It's almost unexplainable there. I thought maybe it was an intentional grounding, but they said that was a sack call. Nonetheless, back to the action here with Hillman for a run of 5 yards.
That first run, when you look at what they do, this offensive line of the Broncos, Jim, they're great double-team blockers, and they can get off the block and get down the field, and they can get those linebackers. Not many teams as nimble and as athletic as this Broncos O-line.
2nd down and 5. Decker comes back for it. 1st down grab out to the 38. How quickly they've gotten out of a jam. They started back at the 7. Got the big McGahee run to open up this drive. 10 yards on this one.
Well, it's a perfect throw by Peyton Manning to the outside and low because the coverage by Lee was tight. Shaughnessy gets in there. And that was Philip Wheeler, I think, who also hit him just as he was throwing the football.
Got a challenge flag out from Coach Allen. Thinks that ball may have hit the ground before Decker got his hands around it.
Oakland is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass.
There's a pass play that came on 2nd down and 5. Here it is. So Pete Morelli will have his first review of the season. And this is what he'll look at.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Samsung Galaxy S3. The next big thing is already here. McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by National Car Rental. Go National. Go like a pro.
Back in Denver, this is being challenged here. The catch. Raiders challenging, saying ball hit the ground.
Well, the football did hit the ground, Jim. There's no doubt. But the problem, I think it's going to be completion, Decker has control of it. Here it is. He's got his hands on it. It goes to the ground. And now he's up off the ground. You do not see the football moving or him losing control of it.
I know a lot of folks say, wait a minute, that ball touched the ground. But if you have control of it, this is something we've seen come up a lot in the last 2 years. We've seen this very play, and usually it holds up as a catch. However, when you start doing all of this kind of arithmetic and reviewing on the side, that means usually they go back and respot it and try to figure out where to go. If it stands, it would be Decker's third reception, coming off a career-high 8 catches last week against the Texans. If it's incomplete, it'll be 3rd and 5.
After reviewing the play, the pass hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. The ball will be 3rd down. Ball will be placed in the Denver 29-yard line. Please set the game clock to 10:30.
I'm surprised by that one.
Thank you.
Because you see it quite often. Control.
Well, they're just saying he didn't have control when the ball hit the ground. And look, it's a judgment call. That's the way he saw it. Pete Morelli is the man in charge.
Richard Seymour. Seymour been sitting out of this series.
Jim, I think they're doing it, and I think they're wise. The pace of the game is fast. Peyton Manning's trying to get that tempo up because what? It disarms the defense. It gives him confidence because he loves it, but it tires out the big guys. And the Raiders, they have some big guys up front, Richard Seymour being one of them.
Be a huge challenge victory if they're able to stop them right here on 3rd and 5. With the recovery. Thomas was taken off like he might go the distance as he did against Pittsburgh week 1.
Boy, it's so well designed. Zane Beadles gets out in front and gets the block. And Tyvon Branch, I'm not sure if he knocked it out or he dropped it trying to switch hands.
I think he did it on his own. He did.
Oh, he did. He sees the defender coming from the inside, so he's going to put the ball to the outside so he can maybe use a stiff arm, but it's too late. Branch too fast. That was a tremendous call by the Broncos. Their screen game might be the best in the NFL.
So the Raiders take over at the 4. Will this be a safety? No, they rule him outside the end zone. Forward progress. Wolf was the one who wrapped up McFadden. A loss of 3, no safety.
Derek Wolf, a rookie. That whole football has to get out of the end zone. Looks like it was there, but when he broke outside, did that football come back to the goal line?
Now this crowd that gave the officials a standing ovation when they took the field, the honeymoon is over. Second and 13. To Moore. And Bailey has hold of him to stop him 2 yards shy of a first.
What a play by Carson Palmer. Talking about being cool under pressure. Backed up in your own end zone. Usually a quarterback, when you're a quarterback and it doesn't happen right away when you're in your end zone, you just throw it away, but he retreats. It allows Denarius Moore to separate and makes a nice throw.
Palmer makes a nice little move.
Wow,
stepping aside and somehow gets the completion. Now he faces 3rd down and 2. That's a first. Can you believe that play? This looks like it'll go as a rush.
They cross the receivers in the backfield trying to fool the defensive line.
Palmer throws a block. Watch the spot on this one. I think he went out about a yard shy. I think we're going to see a challenge here. Watch the right foot.
Yeah, he's out. Here it comes.
They had spotted it on first glance enough for a first down. But that right there, just outside the 13-yard line.
Denver is challenging the ruling on the field of the placement of the ball.
They had already moved the chains, but we'll have another chance to go under the hood. The third down challenge coming up again. Raiders have been awarded a first down, but then upon further review, the challenge is out with Goodson's foot stepping out just past the 13. Where's the ball?
Where the foot, and here's the football. It looks like it's just short of the 14.
After reviewing the play, the ball will be placed on the 13.5-yard line. It is fourth down. Denver will not be called for timeout.
Well, that was a big challenge by John Fox. That's field position, time, momentum, you name it, all goes in the favor of the Denver Broncos.
So each team's won a challenge here. Leckler now will have no reason to hold anything back. He had a 77-yard punt here last year. John Kondo, Pro Bowl snapper, healthy and ready to deliver it back to one of the great ones. At the 33, tripped up right away. It's Taiwan Jones making another special teams tackle. That's two beauties by him. 53-yard punt, no return. Tuesday on CBS. See why Vegas, the #1 you show on television. See why. And if you have it on your DVR, watch it soon. Vegas only, CBS. Taiwan Jones making a couple of tackles, the backup running back. What else you seeing here, Phil?
Well, when you just watch this play, look how far the defensive player comes across the field and has the hustle. And Lamar Houston, how about that? Defensive end, great hustle down the field, gets the recovery.
With the 10-3 lead, it's Hillman. And that's Pat Lee, who helped somersault him after a gain of about 3.
Well, you talked about Hillman a little bit early in the game. When you got a guy you think that can really make some special plays, and his size, you like to get him outside. So we said it last week, can stick his foot in the ground. What that means, he can change direction quicker than most people can when they're trying to tackle him.
2nd and 7. And that's Stokely coming up about a yard shy to gain 6.
Now, so far, you look at this game, Peyton Manning is starting. He's starting out like he finished up last week, Jim, against the Houston Texans. Right in rhythm, very aggressive with his decisions and his throwing.
Peyton's thrown for 180 yards already, Phil. 3rd down and 1.
They're playing inside run. The Oakland Raiders covered up everybody inside. They say, go ahead and throw it again if you want.
He's got McGahee behind him. Gives it to him. McGahee tries to switch ends. And that nice little shift when there was nothing there. Let's see where they spotted.
It's going to be close. But I said it, inside. Watch this Raider defensive line. They win the battle. Zane Beadles can't beat Richard Seymour. He cuts it back. Nice run by McGahee. The big thing is, if you're just a few inches short, what do you do?
Definitely looked like it was going to be a loss on the play, and then he was able to get back really close to the mark.
This gives John Fox a little time to think of what he'd do. Last year, there's no doubt he would have punted this football without even thinking. I think with Peyton Manning as his quarterback, well, we don't have to worry about it.
And it's all moot now. Great effort by McGahee again, who isn't 100%. McGahee with a rib injury suffered in the 3rd quarter and set out virtually all the 2nd half last week, as the Broncos have found themselves down 20 a 20-point deficit each of the last 2 weeks. Mounted a rally only to come up short. Not the case here today.
A couple things. It gives your offense confidence the way they're playing, but their defense is on the sideline resting up because their defense is fast. When you give them rest, that's when they're at their best.
On 1st and 10. The throw goes underneath the coverage. And McGahee over to the Oakland side of the field for 8.
Peyton Manning, of course, not going to outrun you, but he has very good footwork in the pocket. He wants to go deep. Raiders playing safe, dances around and drops it off to McGahee. Nice 8-yard pickup. How about that?
Sets up a 2nd and 2. Here they'll go back to McGahee. He's got the first. And Shaughnessy falls on him, but not until the first is collected. Coming up, the Verizon halftime report. JB Dan, Shannon Boomer, Coach Tower. They'll have all the stories from the 1 o'clock games, plus the updates on the late afternoon games on the Verizon halftime report.
I will say this, being around the Broncos a couple days this week, a lot of energy. I think they believe in what they're doing, and they know they're going to keep getting better on each side of the ball.
And what did Peyton tell us about this game? This spot at 1 and 2 as they face road games for their next 5. It's critical, but it's not panic time around here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the difference, but it's a big game.
I guess panic's a little bit more extreme.
5-yard penalty remains first down.
That was Franklin on the right side who was moving. But you do need it. I mean, each side could plead a very good case about the importance of this game inside the division and the difference between being 2 and 2 at this point or 1 and 3.
Well, it is true. When you lose a game in the division, Jim, it's like losing 2. It is, because now you lose if you have the same record, you lose the tiebreaker because your record's worse in the division. So
1st and 15, Hillman. Give him a try up the middle. He's got 3. Yeah, you look at Denver, and they're heading to New England next week. Another Manning and Brady battle, which we've seen so many times, but it'll be, of course, with a new look with Peyton in this orange Bronco uniform. And then, of course, at San Diego, the Chargers impressive today, winning inside the division at Kansas City. Second and 12. Catch is made at the 40 by Decker for 7.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I don't know what happened. Nobody's blocking the outside defensive end. Lamar Houston, Peyton Manning sees it, gets rid of the football before Eric Decker's ever looking, but it's right on target.
Working on Michael Huff, who again has to shift over from his safety position over to corner as they're so depleted in that secondary of the Raiders. Huff, a good one, playing out of position for the 2nd straight week, out of necessity. 3rd down. Got to get to the 35 for the first. The middle. Might be decision time here, Phil. You were just debating it.
Yeah, this is a lot easier.
On this side of the field. Got a player down.
Looks like J.D. Walton.
J.D. Walton, indeed, the starting center. 4th and 1 for a 54-yard field goal. We've got an injury timeout here in Denver.
Sponsored by KFC. Delivered fresh. Prepared fresh with world-famous secret recipes. Come in today and taste why fresh is better.
J.D. Walton helped to the sideline. Prater comes out for a 54-yard field goal attempt on 4th and 1. That's a fake. And Prater's looking to throw. And no one there.
Well, I couldn't get it out of my mouth. I was surprised they were kicking the field goal. I thought it's 4th and way less than a yard. Prater can really run the football. I thought, is he going to run with it? Looking down the field.
Jacob Tammy was down there. Zane Beatles was there.
It looks like he's trying to throw it to Zane Beatles, and I don't think Zane Beatles is going to make a good adjustment to the football while it's in the air. Raiders playing field goal safe. Not fooled, ready for it. Big opportunity missed by the Broncos.
Prater has the highest field goal percentage from 50 and beyond in league history. 13 out of 17, but they go with the fake instead of the 54-yard try. So Raiders take over at the 36, the line of scrimmage on the previous snap, and it's McFadden. Denver closed in on him in a hurry, and this goes way out of bounds. Only a 1-yard gain. Von Miller was the aggressor.
Yeah, it looked like there was going to be something there, but if it doesn't develop fast and you can't turn it up, you were talking about it, Jim, this run scheme of the Oakland Raiders. Get a look, and when you make a decision, go forward. Speed of the Broncos doesn't allow McFadden to get any extra yards.
McFadden coming off his 10th 100-yard performance last week, 113 against Pittsburgh. Bulk of it came on his first carry. Palmer, deep trouble, able to unload it to Reese. He tries the stiff arm, but gets pushed back. Collides with a member of the chain gang. Gain of 8.
Outside, Smith cannot even get his hands on Elvis Dumervil. Barely. Carson Palmer, nice job. And he is showing that he made Dumervil miss, Jim, because the movement they've been using him with this year, making him more athletic. And he's, like we said earlier, he loves it. And he got rewarded with it right there getting away.
Pass play puts Palmer over 100 yards passing. Oakland's 0 for 3 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and a yard. Palmer dumps it. McFadden snags it. Did he get both feet down? They rule yes. And a catch and a first.
What a hit on Carson Palmer, Elvis Dumervil. And how about the play by Carson Palmer? Watch this. Nobody's open. He waits, takes the hit. And what a catch by Darren McFadden.
Watch Dumervil on him right here, Phil.
Oh, that's the way you do it. Face to the chest. He didn't lower his helmet. And we said it, Darren McFadden has excellent hands.
And watch the way Palmer protected himself on the fall. As we approach the 2-minute warning, will they get another snap off? They do indeed. On 1st and 10, right to the 50. Gain of 2 for McFadden. A 10-3 Bronco lead with 2 minutes to go. 1:56 actually, first half. Then halftime report. James Brown and all the guys back in Studio 43 ready to take you around the league on the Verizon halftime report. Dumervil is out there, gets shaken up a little bit. We've had a scoreless second quarter here in Denver. Jim Nance and Phil Simms with the Broncos leading at 10-3. Raiders trying to do something here before the half. Sideline route, looking down the way. Ball is caught, and it's Moore tripped up at the 13. What a throw by Palmer. Goes for 37.
It's a perfect throw. Everybody's in the middle of the field. And Denarius Moore, he's got a lot of strengths, great hands, but he can attack the football while it's in the air. He spotted it and just ran right to it. Great job by him.
It's like Greg Knapp told us, he's a contortionist catcher.
How about that?
He can get his body in all kinds of positions, as you saw there. Porter was in tight on him, but the throw had to be exact. On 1st down from the 13, McFadden into the pile for a couple.
Well, you said it, Jim. Denarius Moore. Oh, look at Tracy Porter is right there. He just misses it with his left hand. But talking about those young wide receivers, Carson Palmer says they work hard. They really want to learn and get better. So, Carson Palmer's dealt with quite a few receivers in his career. This group a lot different, he says. He's really enjoying the experience.
McFadden's been held in check here. He gets another handle on 2nd and 8. And this is a good hard run. A whole bunch of bodies around him. And it's about a 5-yarder. And a timeout called by the Raiders. With 3rd down coming up. Carson Palmer putting together an impressive drive here right before halftime.
Yeah, today it's not been easy. Want to play quarterback in this league, you better learn how to take a hit. I'd say Carson Palmer's done a good job of that today. Still keeping his focus down the field. He's had an excellent first half playing the position.
He's got 3rd and 3. We have not had a single game in the league this year with a scoreless second quarter. That's been the case so far here in this one. Well, the Raiders are looking end zone or field goal here. Closing seconds to the end zone. And wide of the mark. That was Osbury with Adams covering.
Well, it is a great job of covering him. Watching down here, he's just going to knock Adams, almost knocks him over and pulls him back up, really. Good job by Adams staying with the tight end out to the sideline.
Janikowski out for a chip shot from 24. Already made one today from 38. And Janikowski delivers it for a 10-6 game now. Well, no one knows the game quite like a quarterback. Bill's been telling me that for years. So much so, he was able to get his own show about quarterbacks and their take on what happened around the league. And you'll see it every Monday. Don't miss it tomorrow. Phil, along with Rich Gannon, Steve Berline, and special guest Dan Marino tomorrow on NFL Monday Quarterback, 6:30 Eastern Time every Monday, CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
I want you to listen this Monday because all of us, we all do games.
Yep.
Rich, Steve, and I, and we're going to talk about the play-by-play guys.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, I will be watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching anyway. So
don't worry, I'll speak highly.
I'm sure you will. You want to talk next week, you will. Okay.
Well, these quarterbacks here so far today, Jim, and we're going to talk about them, I'm sure, tomorrow, but they are both playing extremely well. And in this day and age, with all these first and second-year starters, these are two old guys. And showing experience and having a good throwing arm are about as important as anything when you talk about the quarterback position.
That's Bolden, a rookie out of Arizona State with a knee injury, missed all of his senior year there for the Sun Devils. He scoops it up a yard deep. And contact is made out at the 16-yard line. It's Francis who brings him down. And
yeah, look at that. It almost, well, look, his left elbow's bleeding, and he's working that right elbow. Carson Palmer taking some big hits. He's still moving that arm. They're going to put some ice on it probably, it looks like.
And with everybody in tight, Thomas back deep. Going to take a knee here and go to the half, content with the 10-6 lead. Remember, the Raiders deferred after winning the coin toss. They'll be receiving the third quarter kickoff. That's the end of the first half with the score, Denver 10 and Oakland 6. Back with the Verizon halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 47. Denver leads at 10-6 as the second half is about to begin, and the football will be kicked to the Raiders. Broncos leading it after scoring on their first possession. A Manning touchdown pass. Could have been looking for more, but Demaryius Thomas trying to switch hands, lost the football, and Lamar Houston fell on it down at the 4-yard line. 10-6 it is. I thought after that first series, partner, we're going to see some sort of old AFL West wild shootout. But it's nothing since that but field goals after that opening drive touchdown by the Broncos.
Yeah, you got to look at the Broncos' missed opportunities. The fake field goal that doesn't work, and you showed it earlier, the fumble by Thomas as he's going in for what? If it's not going to be a score, it's definitely going to be points. I thought the Raiders did a good job just hanging in there, and Carson Palmer getting hit, still making throws down the field.
So again, the Raiders, that decision to defer looking very good at the moment as they will be receiving the football. Goodson hoping to get a chance. But he will not. Touchback it is. Here's a first half summary. Manning throws for almost 200 yards in the first half. Carson Palmer 142. How about those two quarterbacks, Phil?
Yeah, they did well, Jim. And I'll tell you, the one thing I want to watch here early, Carson Palmer flexing that elbow a lot on the sideline before halftime. And when he came out here in the second half to warm up, has a little band around his right forearm. I think you put that on there to try to stabilize your elbow.
He's been kind of shaking that right hand, trying to right arm, trying to loosen it up. A little bit of aches and pains right now. And tries to fling that one over to Marcel Reese. Champ Bailey was right there to defend.
Oh yeah, that was a good throw, because if he throws it out in front, it's an interception. So he's in the throwing motion, sees Champ Bailey come off the receiver on the outside, so he basically threw it away. That's what you always got to be alert for. These corners, he lets it go. He looks at the inside receiver, then they read the quarterback.
McFadden and the Oakland backs only 32 yards rushing in that first half. McFadden on the toss. Lowers the head, takes it to the 25. Picks up 5. McFadden's averaged over 100 yards a game rushing here at Denver. Listen to this. In his 4 appearances and has scored 6 touchdowns. Wow. Right in and knocked back Adams.
Mike Adams. Well, Darren McFadden's a big running back, and you get a guy his size running that fast, you're going backwards.
Bulls ahead to pick up the extra yard. That's what it was. 3rd and 5. Diving attempt at the catch. And they spot it for more. Does it touch the 30 at all? Move that right foot. Oh, I think it's going to be an inch or 2 shy.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be short. It was a touchback, remember, so that means he's got to get to the 30-yard line. And how's the spot? I think I would challenge it. He had the first down. When he rolled over, didn't it look like he went past?
It did to me.
He was not touched. I would have challenged it. It's to me a pretty big play, but it's gone.
It's in the books now as Leckler sends a spiral down near the 10-yard line where Leonard has it. It was a 60-yard punt, 62 actually, and a 12-yard run back. I1 Jones yet again down there to make the hit. We'll see Manning for the first time second half with the lead. Over for J.D. Walton, who injured an ankle in that late first half. Walton came out for that end of the first half kneel down, the former Patriots center. Now in there. And a handoff to McGahee for 3. So Dan Copen comes in because of this play. Watch number 50. Get rolled up right here.
J.D. Walton did limp off the field, but was a good sign.
Second down. Over to McGahee. He's about 3 yards short of a first. And Pat Lee comes up on the collision. First half possessions for the Broncos. Well, they scored on their first one a touchdown. Field goal on their second. And then that fumble, that Demaryius Thomas fumble racing down the field. The fake field goal and then a kneel down. Reaching out for the first. That's Tammy. And he's come in with some clutch catches on 3rd and 4th down so far in this game, Jacob Tammy.
Yeah, he sure has. They did 3 receivers in a little bunch. The Raiders, that time, 3rd down, big situations. They are not afraid to blitz. But Tammy, knowing the situation, how about that? Being smart, getting it done.
He's collected 2 conversions on 3rd down and 1 on 4th down as McGahee is able to shake off some hits and rush for 11 and another first.
Running yards are tough against this Raiders defense today. Look at that little cross block that time. Zane Beadle's going to the right. They block it back to the left, and a little trap inside. McGahee gets first down.
This is over. And the rookie's got another 3. Get coverage of every NFL game with NFL Mobile's free premium access this weekend, including Sunday and Monday night games, NFL Red Zone, and NFL Network access. Call ** NFL to download NFL Mobile or go to NFL.com/mobile to learn more. Hillman stays in the game on 2nd down and 7. And here he is, Hillman. Nice little slash. Hillman finally pushed out by Joselio Hansen. He got away from Michael Huff, and that's a 29-yarder.
Well, he did it the right way. The defense drops back. Peyton Manning very quick and decisive. If they're going to drop back, throw it short. And you said it, Hillman, how about the move? How about the extra yards?
Good look why John Fox told us he reminds him of Darren Sproles. In the passing game, Decker is pushed back by Branch.
Well, that was a good read by Hillman. So many times the Broncos, the running back goes down the field. He's got to read man or zone. And that time it was a good read. He did the right thing, and Peyton Manning won't yell at him later.
Yeah, that was good for 6. It's ball this time. Piled up after 2.
I say that, Jim, because I was watching practice, and they were working over plays like that, and he made the wrong read one time, and, look, going to get corrected pretty sternly when you work for this Denver Broncos offense by the coaches and by the quarterback.
Nice first drive of the second half after an impressive opening drive of the game. 3rd down and 2.
Well, here comes the blitz.
Rolling out, throwing, connecting with Decker down the sideline, and in for the touchdown. Demarius Thomas, the other receiver, threw a block, and Decker takes it to 17 yards home for the score.
Well, that had to be a huddle call. I knew it was a blitz by the defense in front. So Peyton Manning rolling to the left. They're not worried. Decker is going to be in here. These receivers going inside. Watch Peyton come to the outside. Gets away from the pressure. The blitz up top. Nobody blocking it. And the Raiders confused who's got who. When you got 3 receivers all in a bunch and they separate, hard to pick up who has who man-to-man.
First connection ever for a touchdown between Manning and Decker. It's been 10 games, including the playoffs, since Decker last scored a touch. Prater with the extra point. And the Broncos, much like they did at the beginning of the game, they come out of the locker room to start the second half and go right down the field for the touchdown.
By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Scottrade. See for yourself why so many investors are saying, I'm with Scottrade. And by the all-new Dodge Dart. Dodge. New rules.
Well, Eric Decker came off a big performance last week. 17-yard touchdown reception, 9-play, 79-yard drive. Manning 5 out of 5 on that one. His second touchdown pass of the game.
That's what you call halftime adjustments. Organizing your first drive, having all the plays, and it worked to perfection.
Another one that cannot be returned. So, you want to play a little special teams? Want to know what goes on in the trenches? Watch Manny Ramirez, and that's Tollefson mixing it up on the extra point. 17-6 Denver, third quarter. 5 incompletions in 27 throws after a career-high 26 incompletions last week. 256, 2 touchdowns, looking very sharp. Setting up screen to Reese. And Champ Bailey was all over it for a loss of 4.
That time they didn't over-pursue. They were in a safe defense, so the little screen that worked big in the first half, Champ Bailey, how about that? Excellent cover guy down the field for so many years and still able to make the tackles in the open field.
Sets up 2nd and 14. Going for the long ball, and there was a little trip there. Or was there? No contact, no flag.
Yeah, incidental tripping is not a foul.
It was Hagan, the target.
They're trying to get over the top, but the Broncos are not fooled. After last week, stay back. Tracy Porter in great position, and there's Mike Adams, the safety, also in very good position. And it was incidental tripping.
And Porter stepped on his ankle. Raiders 3rd and 14 to avoid a second consecutive 3-and-out. Remember the first one, you thought they should have challenged the spot at the 30-yard line. Timeout called by Palmer. Timeout, Oakland.
Oakland, first team timeout. Will be a 30-second timeout.
We've got an update. Let's send you back to New York. James Brown has the story.
Saints trying to hang in there.
Yes, Drew Brees, 32 seconds left in the half. Darren Sproles, 6-yard reception, 21-14 at the half, Jay.
All right, let's take it back to Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
Okay, Green Bay and New Orleans. This Saints start, it's almost hard to believe. Same thing, though, you could say for the Green Bay Packers after 1 and 2, and of course the disappointment and letdown frustration of what happened on Monday night back at Seattle. At the end of that game and the call, it was not an interception. They were combined 28-4 last year, those two teams. NFC South, and the Falcons a roaring 4-0 after their comeback win today against Carolina. Here we go, 3rd and 14.
Nobody, again, everybody standing up. Going to overload Carson Palmer's left.
Palmer throws it down the field, and he's almost intercepted. Right into the hands of Mike Adams. Couldn't hold on.
Good job by the defense. They forced Carson Palmer out, and an excellent jump on the ball. Watch Mike Adams reads the quarterback. He drifts and just shoots right in front. Carson Palmer probably can't believe he covered this much ground.
So Leckler back out to boom another one. 62 yards. This one's blocked. And the ball is going to be taken over at the 17-yard line by the Broncos. Getting in there was David Bruton. It had been a long time before the Week 1 issues with the long snapper with Mondo out. Since Leckler had ever had one blocked. Had only one block in the last 10 years before the opener, but they got him here.
Yeah, David Bruton to the outside just overpowers Myers and gets in the lane and sticks that hand out and gets it. Myers, the tight end, just gave too much ground to Bruton.
How about that? Now, for all the stats freaks out there, that will not technically be ruled a block because it crossed the line of scrimmage. It was down past the line of scrimmage. Officially a 2-yard punt. For 2.
Well, the Broncos trying to show some patience on the offensive side. I've said many times when they get to this area, they're looking to throw vertical passes inside to get the quick score. We saw it last week against Houston. Jim, we saw it here today earlier with Joel Dreesen.
Got 3 receivers in the game here on 2nd down and 8. Almost got the jump on the snap count. And now Peyton's going to switch things around. Beautiful move outside and inside the 5 and down at the 4. Finally brought down by Wheeler. Not until it gained 11.
You know, Jim, this is what they do. Look at everybody's back here playing pass. So Peyton Manning changes the play and said, I think they had a pass on, and he took advantage of it. They blocked it well and got the first down.
First and goal. That's McGahee again. He's got a yard. Maybe 2.
Well, you think about it. This Bronco offense, it has been clicking all day. The long fumble, they're driving. A fake field goal. That's the only 2 times they've been stopped.
And again, no huddle.
Yeah, no substitutions. That's one of the big reasons here for the no huddle.
Second and goal. Again going around. And it's McGahee in for the touchdown. McGahee from 2 yards out.
Really patient with the run game. Zane Beatles, the left guard, 68, is a tremendous run blocker. Gets that arm out there, but he seals off the inside and lets Willis McGahee come across the formation.
McGahee now with 72 yards on the day, with 14 carries and the touchdown. And the extra point. That's 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. First, Bruton got a hand on the punt. McGahee, some hard running. He earned it to the end zone.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Warner Brothers Pictures Argo, in theaters everywhere October 12th. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
The Raiders, they had a 10-6 game at halftime, but then the Broncos here in the third with touchdowns just 2.5 minutes apart. McGahee impressive today. Again, banged up last week with a rib injury. Running hard. He had that 111-yard slashing run. They got him inside the 5. And Palmer and the Raiders again will start the next series at the 20. McGahee gets the respect from his teammates for that effort. Last Sunday we lost one of our great members of the CBS family, Jack Schumacher. Passed away after working the Jacksonville, Indianapolis game. Was such a big part of so many of our events, and we miss him dearly. Aaron McFadden takes that carry for about 3 yards.
Well, the Raiders, they'd like to run the ball a little here, Jim, just so they can settle the crowd down and settle the tempo of this game down. I think they know if they keep dropping back to pass, there is no way they're going to give Carson Palmer enough time to complete passes down the field.
And again, the Raiders had won here the last 4 years. And a big hole right now. They need to pick up a first down after a couple of 3 and outs. 2nd and 7.
Man, that was
picks up 5. Next Saturday, CBS Sports brings you a doubleheader. Navy and Air Force will battle first. And then an SEC important early season showdown. The Bayou Bengals and the Florida Gators down in the swamp. That's next Saturday on CBS.
Mike Adams, the safety number 20, could have had a blown assignment last week that gave up a big play, but he's making up for it today. He's had an outstanding day covering and an outstanding day tackling. That last play, stood up the blocker, made the tackle.
Down play by the Denver defense. Again, it's Von Miller. And a loss of 2.
Well, you think you want to run it number 58. Maybe he's a little undersized, but he just goes in the backfield, gets penetration. But it's not only him. Look at how many jerseys are around Darren McFadden. Well, that's some play by Von Miller.
Fighting off Myers, the tight end.
Woodyard there, too.
That's 3 straight 3 and outs for Oakland. Leckler hammers one that has Leonard retreating all the way to the 6. Gets past Tyron Jones this time. He might be flagged for a face mask. And he's out at the 22-yard line. 66-yard punt, 16-yard run back, and there could be penalty yards added on.
Personal foul. Grabbing the face mask. Number 22, the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Grabs the face mask. Lets it go pretty quick, but it doesn't matter.
Yep, Jones has been superb up until that point on the special teams coverage
Well, you know,
for the Raiders.
I'm sorry, Jim. You know, so far, Peyton Manning, this offense taking advantage of the fact that the Raiders are depleted in the secondary. They're not getting it done with the run game, but I think they knew it was going to be tough against this big defensive front. But when you have to play conservative on the backside against an excellent passing offense, and of course Peyton Manning, you're in trouble.
Peyton's been streaky today, hasn't he? I mean, really hasn't been inconsistent streaky. He had an 11 completion streak. This is now 10 in a row as he finds Thomas, who gets past the defenders. Beautiful piece of running this time by Thomas. No fumble to deal with, and he's all the way down to the Oakland 38-yard line. Good for 24.
And what did I say earlier? Their wide receiver screens, they are fantastic at this. And one of the reasons why they're so good, they rehearse it constantly. Jack Del Rio, defensive coordinator, of course, he loves it. Make that Raider offense one-dimensional.
He loves what his defense is doing, too, in this half. As McGahee again breaks free. McGahee fights it all the way down to the 14. And boy, are the Broncos right now in sync on both sides of the ball.
Oh, yeah. They're wearing out the defense. It's tired. Nice job. There's nobody to block. There's a double team on the backside. Zane Beadle's looking for somebody there. There's nobody. The Raider defense, they don't know what to think. Pass, run, screen.
Giordano takes a knee here. Back-to-back 24-yard plays by the Broncos. Giordano able to shake it up here, slow down this Broncos attack. McGahee's had some huge games against the Raiders at Oakland. First when he was a member of the Ravens back in 2010 season, 167 yards and 3 touchdowns. And last year with the Broncos, 163 yards and 2 touchdowns at Oakland.
You know, he's done some great things. That last screenplay we saw to Demaryius Thomas, we were talking to John Fox, Jim, and if Demaryius Thomas can turn into the guy, you know what I mean, one of those Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnsons, that type of receiver, which he's definitely capable of, it will change everything on this Broncos offense.
You know, he does, though. Doesn't he have the look that he could be that guy out of Georgia Tech like Calvin Johnson? They trained together in the offseason, and this is the first time he's ever come into a season healthy.
Right.
Now after being drafted in the first round 3 years ago.
It's about taking the talent, learning your craft, and just being tough enough to make it all work on the field. I think he can do it. I know the Broncos think so, and we're seeing his improvement every single week so far this year.
Mike Mitchell comes in for Giordano. Thomas has 3 catches today, over 20 yards. And his ball for no gain.
I got to give a lot of credit to Tommy Kelly, Richard Seymour, Houston, those guys up front. They overall, except for a couple runs, they have been tough up front.
So right back to the line at the 14-yard line. A 2nd and 10, and going to the end zone. Looking to touch it again. Did he get the feet down? No, they say. Out of bounds. Michael Huff there defending.
Peyton Manning wants to go down the middle. Oh, he looked down the middle maybe a hair too long, and he does not get the second foot down. And that is a great job. Michael Huff, you're allowed to push him out of bounds. The rule, you know, changed a few years ago. You have to get both feet down.
Giordano returns after missing 1 play. He's back at safety. It's 3rd and 10. And it's Manning, pump fake. Now across the middle. Got his man in for the touchdown. It's Lance Ball.
Well, Peyton Manning pumps the football to open up the middle, and that's what happens. Lance Ball goes against McClain, and there's nobody else in it to help him. Easy touchdown.
14 yards on the Manning to Ball connection. And that's 3 touchdowns by the Broncos in a 6-minute span. 6 and change.
Hey, Hey, how's Peyton Manning, Jim?
Yeah, where are all those doubters out there?
What's he? That's all heard all week. Pretty good.
What a third quarter here by Denver.
Well, let's look at it here. Couple things they do, which really makes it work. He's going to come out of the backfield, go against McClain, but watch Peyton Manning's pump fake. That pump fake wants to get this guy out of the way, the safety. Now look at the middle of the field. Lance Ball against Rolando McClain, and wide open space for the touchdown. Great pump. They know he's going to the running back the whole time.
Back to your point about Peyton, 24 of 30, 295, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah, it's everything today. It's the calls at the line of scrimmage. It's the screen game, which is going to be a big part of their offense every single week. Being patient with the short throws, but always looking down the field for that big shot. That's what I like about this offense.
And he's hit 8 different receivers today.
They are putting the pressure on the Raider defense and vice versa. This Denver Broncos defense is toughened up. Pitching a shutout here in the second half.
Yeah, they haven't got a first down on the Oakland side in this quarter. 9 first downs on the Denver side and 3 touchdowns. 3 3-and-outs for the Raiders. And for the 6th time in 8 drives, they'll start at the 20-yard line. Well, it's a Super Bowl year for us, Phil. Heading to New Orleans, February 3rd. And we had a Super Bowl, of course, to cover with Peyton Manning a couple of times, including this one down in Miami when he found Reggie Wayne on his way to winning the MVP and taking that Lombardi trophy. 29-17 over Chicago as we count down 4 months, 4 days. First down at the 20. To shuffle the pass over, but still lose a yard.
Well, there's not much you can do in a situation like this. The Raiders worried about their pass protection. They don't even care about the run anymore, the Denver defense, and man, they got the fever. They are going after it.
They were over Goodson, like the Europeans right now are all over Olafable, celebrating a European victory in the Ryder Cup. Miraculous comeback as Palmer would love to do the same thing. Nothing happening for the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders, a little unfortunate. This Bronco defense last week made some mental mistakes, and it cost them big time. Probably cost them the game. But today, so far, Elvis Dumerville limping off. But so far today, they have been sharp in their assignments.
What has happened here in this third quarter? I mean, with the Oakland offense, or is it all dictated by the Denver defense?
It's everything, Jim. It's the crowd noise. It's the worrying about your pass protection. You got Carson Palmer back there. You got to be careful. It's a long year. And this defense, I think, it has a chance to be pretty good.
They gained 10 yards in this quarter, and hold on a minute, play whistle dead.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty remains. Third down.
Did you see it again? It's the everybody stand up. They call it bogeying around. I don't know why you call it bogeying, but just don't stand still. Make it difficult for the offensive lineman.
By the way, next week's a doubleheader day on CBS. Early, many will see the Browns against the Giants, and Phil will be traveling with the Broncos out to Gillette Stadium. Denver and New England, and it all gets started at noon Eastern time with the NFL today. Manning and Brady to duel again on a doubleheader day next Sunday on CBS. Third down, another 5 yards back. 3rd and 16. Pass away, and that Streeter trying to make the catch. They say it hit the ground first. The rookie did a great job trying to come back for that one. And it's incomplete. Another 3-and-out. 4 times in this quarter for Oakland.
That was a really clever blitz by the Denver Bronco defense. Yeah, the football comes down, and I'll tell you what, I thought David Bruton got away with a hold that time, but wasn't called.
punt. Bouncing to the 31, so it'll be a good number for Leckler off the generous bounce. Phil, I got a little history for you. You ready for this? 33 years ago today, you played in your first career game on this very occasion. September the 30th, 1979, down in New Orleans. Little touchdown to Ken Johnson, the first ever catch a touchdown throw from you. Congratulations, my friend, on this special anniversary.
Wow, 33 years. Okay, that's great.
And you've got the beautiful Diana here, your bride here, to help celebrate on this special occasion.
That's great. I remember that. I thought I was tearing it up that day, having a wonderful. I was 8 of 19, and I saw the stats once. I said,
wasn't. Wow. It's not about the numbers, my friend.
No, I know. Oh, here we go. Show the numbers. I like this.
Okay. Look at you here. 115 yards. We showed you the touchdown.
Yeah. Well, it was good. It was a great experience. You know who the quarterback was, of course, for the New Orleans Saints that day.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm pointing at the field. Archie Manning. There you go.
There you go.
How about that?
I'm looking around and saying, okay, it's got to be a Manning.
Yeah, it was. Archie Manning that day. That was when they went 8-8, his best year as a pro.
Of course, Phil, the 7th pick overall back in the draft earlier that year. We've got an update. I know the guys back in New York enjoyed that footage. Back to you, JB.
Cincy looking to go 3-1, Jim.
Yes, A.J. Green from Andy Dalton, 24-10. A.J. Green, he's really good, Jay.
That he is. And Jim Nance, Phil Simms told me it is about the numbers. It does include wins, but he said it's about the numbers.
And we got a flag out.
Remember what I told you about James Brown, didn't it, Jim? He likes to stir it up. You know, he creates a little controversy.
Neutral zone infraction, number 92, defense. 5-yard penalty. The result of the penalty is a first down.
I want to tell you why it's not about the numbers, okay? You made the list again this year, the short list for the Hall of Fame consideration. Of course, you know I'm going to be jaded on this, but you had a Hall of Fame career, and you had to throw in one of the hardest stadiums to ever put up good numbers. And all you did was win a couple of Super Bowls, a Super Bowl MVP, the 22 of 25 epic performance to win a Super Bowl. So I'm saying the numbers for the regular season, because you played at Giant Stadium, they're not going to be there. The career, a Hall of Fame career, I hope people will not look at the numbers and they'll consider the wins, the leadership, and the overall career, because you did not play in a dome. You played in one of the hardest stadiums ever to try to post any kind of statistical glory.
Well, I appreciate the compliment.
And I'm writing letters, too.
You're writing letters,
yes,
good.
I am. I'm leading the charges here because you deserve it.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
2nd down and 6. Manning gets hit that time as he released it. He really did take a pretty good wallop from Philip Wheeler, his old Colts teammate.
Yeah, he's trying to get rid of the football quick, but the coverage outside is so good that there's nowhere to throw it except to the ground and take the hit. That was a nice job by Peyton Manning. Look, he's been in the pocket so much in his life. He knows how to throw it, absorb the hit, and get up for the next play.
They're down at 6. Final minute, 3rd quarter. First down. Got tackled around the neck by Hansen, but it still picks up 12 and a first.
Yeah, inside receiver. Again, you're trying to cover Hansen. That is really tough to cover. Eric Decker going across the field. Peyton Manning picks it up right away, right on target. Decker can catch it, going full speed for the first down. Their underneath passing game has been absolutely... It's been terrific today.
How about this? Total yards, see that? In this half. And it'll close out the quarter. The 21-0 quarter. 11-0 on the first down stat line. And it's 31-6 heading to the 4th. You're watching the NFL on CBS. back in the capital city of Colorado, where this Wednesday night at the University of Denver they'll host the first presidential debate. Wednesday night, no debate about the better team in this one in the second half as we start the fourth quarter. Manning finding it, and finding his man again. It's Decker.
Yeah, there's big passing lanes. Now down the field, really good play action fake. Eric Decker comes all the way across the field. You can see the receiver going deep, and it creates that vacuum, and boy, Peyton Manning stepped into it and ripped it.
Another 19 yards. Peyton's up to 328 now, Phil. And McGahee about the 20.
You know, Jim, I've said it, we just don't talk enough about the offensive linemen. But watch the double team over here, how they do it, and it just creates space. Copen, pretty good job, seals it off, and then Zane Beadle gets him to near the linebackers. And what do? They pick up 6 yards. Boy, Copen, how about him coming in there and getting a little experience in this game?
Yep.
And, of course, playing his... probably play against his old teammates next week.
Probably go back to Gillette Stadium as a starter next week, where he played 9 years with New England and won a couple of Super Bowls. Snapping the ball to Tom Brady. Oh, the Raiders are right there for that one. That was Dreesen with the catch. And a loss of 5. A little one-sided, you would say, third quarter.
No first downs for the Raiders. No passing yards. No points, of course. Wow, what a quarter for the Denver Broncos offense. What a game for this offense. And just to go back to Copen, to what a pickup by the Denver Broncos. You know, you need that 2 or 3 offensive linemen that can step in right away. Copen is one of those guys at the center position.
And Copen now snap it back out of the shotgun on third down. The receiver never looked up. It was Lance Ball who had the last touchdown, 14 yards out. Good to see Mike McCoy there for a moment, who's a Bay Area guy born in San Francisco.
Well, it's made. He doesn't look, Jim, because he's supposed to block. You saw the receiver coming underneath.
Decker.
Yes, that's what it was designed for. He was going downfield to actually block. Peyton Manning just saw him so wide open, he just figured, shoot, let me throw it to him.
Prater, I don't think we're going to see any fake field goal this time. 43 yards. He's 0 for 1, by the way, throwing the football today, but trying to go 2 for 2 in the field goal department. And Prater with that super leg right down the center for a 34-6 lead. 2 minutes into the final quarter. Post-game show. JB, Dan, Shannon Boomer, Coach Cowher. They'll have the scores and highlights on the Subway post-game show, time permitting. And again, another Prater boomer through the back to the end zone. Gives us a chance to lock in on the Sims spotlight with Peyton Manning's performance today.
Yeah, it's his performance, but I'll give Mike McCoy a lot of credit. The play calls, look at the middle of the field open. They always take advantage of this. And then the roll left, get away from the blitz. What a call, what a timely call. And then the blocking downfield, how about that? Help your teammates out. Thomas on that. Then singling up a big middle linebacker against the running back. Another perfect call for the situation. 3 nice touchdown throws by Peyton Manning.
And this Raiders offense get anything going in the second half, it's over the head of Moore.
Well, you watch this offense. Carson Palmer last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, able to get lots of space to throw the football. Able to roll out, get outside the pocket. That has not happened here today. This defense, how about that? The Denver Broncos, I think they're a faster defense than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Say the first half they managed only a couple of field goals, but they looked very impressive at times. Nothing happening now until this play. The first down of the second half. Palmer now 4 of 11 since intermission. That goes for 19.
Yeah, beautiful throw. He is one of the one of the best when it comes to throwing the football outside and to the sidelines. And they called him the jugs machine when he was at USC because he threw perfect spirals just about every time, and he's done that here today when he's given time.
There is some spin on that football when he throws it, isn't it? He's going to throw it again. Oh, he's not. He is in trouble, and he goes down at the 37. A loss of 2 as Woodyard comes in there, the captain.
They're not backing off here, this Denver defense. They know the situation. That's just bad by the offensive players. They got Woodyard double teamed, and then one's got him outside, one inside, and they let him go right down the middle.
I think they'll share that sack, Dumerville and Woodyard. Woodyard had told us that he's going to make sure he has good eyes for this game. Will react faster as again they get to Palmer quickly. And it forces the incompletion. It's Von Miller in his face this time, and Palmer's a little wobbly.
Yeah, you got to be careful here. This guy, he's yelling at them, but they're all standing up, and it's Von Miller, 58, that gets through there and gets the hit. You know, it's a long year. So when you call plays now, Jim, this game's over. This is about, trying to march down the field, of course, but you've got to protect your quarterback. Oh, man, hits his right arm, hits his head. Couldn't even protect himself that time.
3rd and 12. Goes with the screen. Goodson. And that swarming Bronco defense of Jack Del Rio's all over him. Woodyard, there he is, a captain for the 10th consecutive year of organized football, going back to his senior year in high school.
Isn't it unbelievable? And you talk about this defense. Jack Del Rio said, we're aggressive. Look, I don't get on my guys if they make mistakes. You got to play on the edge to get greatness, and he's trying to teach his Bronco defense to do it.
And they're playing again without their middle linebacker, Joe Mays, suspended 1 game and fined $50,000 for a hit last week on Matt Schaub. Punt to the 9, and winner for the 15-yard run back. Leckler that time, 59-yard punt, 34-6, 11 minutes left.
FedEx does more than shipping. FedEx, solutions that matter. TD Ameritrade. And by State Farm. Get to a better state with a discount double check.
Proud performance by the Broncos on the way to 2-2. An intense effort by McGahee for 4 more. And next week, 2 more. Doubleheader day. Browns and the Giants early to many of you, and then late, most of the country. The national doubleheader game will be Denver at New England. All starting at noon Eastern time with JB and the crew. NFL Today. I'll tell you what, Brady had a big game today as they came from behind. They were 2 touchdowns down to Buffalo, then 1 in a runaway. Look at his numbers.
It's unbelievable.
Coming in hot. Should be something else next week. He's gotten it out to the 31. Meanwhile, the Raiders were going to be going into a bye at 1-3.
Well, they need it. The Raiders need to buy, of course, a new coaching staff. Dennis Allen gives him time to get that week to readjust his roster, rethink what they've done, evaluate, and most importantly, get a few guys healthy.
Of course, they're going to come out of that bye with a game against Atlanta. The Falcons right now at 4-0. And, of course, Coach Allen's father played for 5 years as a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that's something.
From 68 through 72, Brady Allen. And that's enough for the first down to Thomas. You want to see something? Let's talk about an identical look here, father to son. That is Dennis Allen's father, Brady.
They look like brothers. It's amazing. When we saw it today, I was like, oh, boy. I know who his son is.
His dad, when the mom and dad came out for the first game against San Diego, and they live in the Dallas area now.
Right.
His dad played for Norm Van Brocklin there with Atlanta. And in college, he played for Gene Stallings at Texas A&M. You're talking about a couple of good old hard approach coaches.
Wasn't a lot of touchy-feely going on there, that's for sure.
No. Yeah, no water breaks. Hillman trying to stiff arm. Trying to get that acceleration, that speed he has. 2 yards for Hillman. How about McGahee's performance?
It clicked for everybody today. Willis McGahee is what I like about him. He's going to fit this offense. He fits it perfectly because he knows how to read blocks. And he's a power runner when he has to be, Jim. That's what I like about him most. Because when you throw it, they're going to throw it a lot, this offense. No doubt with Peyton Manning. They need tough rushing yards, and he can give it to them.
Hillman reverses field. There's that speed. And Hillman has a first down and another 12.
Oh, I'll tell you. You know, it was a good job by the Broncos. I mean, the Raiders defensive front. Where's the backside? Oh, they over-chase. And Lamar Houston, Matt Giordano. Oh, I'll tell you, look at that. Good. You can't tell the difference if Peyton's going to hand it off or it's going to be a play-action fake. But nice job by Hillman, recognizing that the defense is over-pursuing, cuts it back. It's good to be young and fast.
14th first down of this half by Denver versus only 1. And Hillman starting to run with some confidence, isn't he? Again, coming up, time permitting, after the game, the Subway postgame show. JB, Dan, Shannon Boomer, Coach Cowher, all the latest scores and highlights here, week 4.
Like anything, Hillman looking better. Repetitions. Good repetitions, build the confidence, you just feel good, and he made a really good read that time and made Richard Seymour miss him on the tackle.
Hillman has now 8 carries for 35 yards. A couple of catches, too.
John Fox enjoying an easy day on the sideline.
Hillman, they were in on him fast. You talk about Coach Fox, you've noticed you see a lot more energy in the coach than a year ago. We saw them a lot last year, even though they went 8-8 and that was good enough to win the division. You see a new man this year.
You know, I see a difference, you know, because I think he believes in this team. And I really do. I think Peyton Manning is, I know they're 1-2 coming in today. It's hard to say this, but I feel it. I can see it in practice by talking to the coaches. They believe what they see on the practice field. The attention to detail by all the players. They got rewarded with it here today, and I'm sure they think it's going to carry on for the rest of the year.
It's 3rd and 6. Of course, their season last year ended in the divisional round at New England, where they'll travel next week. Patriots will be seeing a different team next week. That's Thomas. And that catch by Thomas puts him over 100 yards for the day.
Oh, that's a nice catch. He made that look easy. That's high and outside. Coming down, breaking out. Don't want to throw it short because Giordano's going to undercut it. Peyton throws it high. Man, clean.
Thomas 5 catches, 103 yards. And Denver over 500 yards total offense. Attack right away. By the way, Wednesday night, we got you Monday night on CBS Sports Network. Wednesday night on Showtime. You and JB and Chris Collinsworth, you're going to break it all down again, as only you can, on Inside the NFL, Wednesday, primetime, Showtime.
You know, I have Thursdays open, though. They're open.
Can we do something?
Yeah, let's get, you and I should get a little show going.
Get a show of some sort. We'll work on it this week.
Nah, it's all fun. Have a little fun, talk a little football. What's better than that?
Yep.
If we could just eat while we're doing it, we have it all.
2nd and 11. And it's Lance Ball this time. And into the arms of Tommy Kelly for 1. And again, they're just running down the clock with 4.5 to go. How about the 2 offensive coordinators? This is Mike McCoy for the Broncos on the left. Greg Knapp on the right. This is hours before kickoff. run in the stands here.
The game was at 2:05 here in Denver today. I'm going to say it was about 9:20 when they were out there running. Mike McCoy says, I said, how far you run, Coach? Just depends on how I feel. So, work some of those nerves off before the game.
Third down, running play. Ball to the 35 for 3.
I wasn't sure when I looked at the runners out there today.
Second team timeout.
Thought it might have been our producer Lance Bear out there getting a good exercise in before the game started.
I would come out very early to see that. Timeout, Oakland. That takes over 7 minutes here in the fourth quarter, and now it'll lead to a field goal try from 53 yards for Prater. Again, 13 out of 17 on his career from 50 and beyond. It's the all-time highest percentage from long range, and you see why. 37-6, a 27-0 blitzkrieg in the second half.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by NFL Mobile from Verizon, built to bring you the game. And by Subway Restaurants. Try the new Tuscan Chicken Melt today.
Broncos blow it open in the second half, and we've seen Manning all the way throughout it, which is nothing unusual if you've ever watched his career, if you followed football.
It wouldn't even occur to me to take him out because this is what you do. There was over 10 minutes to go, Jim. You want Peyton Manning to eat up some clock, protect your offense, but more importantly, protect your football team and get us out of this game. That's why you keep him in.
He had years that would go by, I believe at one time 7, 8 years without ever anybody else taking a snap at Indianapolis in those great years. So they're warming up Osweiler behind him. So we bring this up because if they come back out here for some kneel downs or a couple of plays from scrimmage, you'll probably see the rookie.
Look at John Fox. I've noticed John Fox in practice. I said, boy, John, you hang around the offense a lot. And during the game, him and Peyton Manning talk a lot. And he says, oh, we just made a field goal.
Yeah, that was cheering the field goal. By the way, it was 53 yards. That was good.
Yeah, that's good.
How about the question, too? Would you keep Carson Palmer in here? He's been taking a beating in this half.
If I kept him in, everything I call would be safe so he could get rid of the football fast. And they're keeping a blocker in, which that's what I do too.
Over the head of Hagan. He got hit again, and I think you might want to reconsider having Palmer out on the field.
Yeah, he's taking some punishment today. He told us last night, a little concerned about pass protection with the crowd noise and a fast defensive front, and a starting right tackle only getting his second game. Will Smith, who's done an okay job today, not going to criticize him at all. In this environment,
second and 10, coming after him. Running it deep to Streeter. Beautiful coverage. That was Tracy Porter, who was with him all the way. Right over the head of Coach Fox.
he is something, boy.
And he's applauding the effort there by Tracy Porter, who was in the secondary at New Orleans when Dennis Allen, the Raiders' now head coach, was his secondary coach for the Saints. Third down for Palmer. Beautiful tackle by Von Miller.
Beautiful is right.
Yeah, as Osbury with the catch, and he refuses to let him fight it off for the first down. Comes up 2 yards shy.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to go for it here. So they're trying to get one drive here, Jim, together to give themselves, not confidence, but like we can do it on the road. It is good practice. But I think we bring up a valid point. It's good to do it. Just don't do it at the expense of your quarterback.
Instead, it's the catch by Kleiner, the rookie's first NFL game, and that's his first reception. Goes for 13, rookie out of Arizona.
I mean, it's a great throw outside. It really is. But the thing that caught my attention, once again, number 3 is on the ground. And I know they got a bye week coming up, but Carson Palmer, he's going to need 3 days of it to get feeling better after the hits he's taken here today. And the Broncos not letting up. They've been blitzing. Here comes another one.
And they cross him up with a run. That was Goodson for 13.
I, of course, never played defense in the NFL, but I'm sure all those defensive linemen, this is time. Sacks. Get me a...
Sure.
Get that sack total going.
False start, number 65 offense. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
That's Brizell, the former Houston Texan.
Yep. Yes, he came in here, knows this offense well. Greg Knapp coming from the Houston Texans too.
Got the 2-minute warning. Denver with a most impressive second half performance. You know, we said 2-minute warning. There's 2 minutes and 1 second. Pete Morelli actually reset the clock. So there'd been the flag. Upstairs they had run it down to 2 and they said 2-minute warning, but then Morelli said, wait a minute, no, it's back to 2:01. So we get another play on the other side, on the north side of it. On 1st and 15. Coming after him here, Phil. Able to get it away. Area of Hagan. And again, Porter had airtight coverage. Now we've got the 2-minute warning. Away. And Peyton Manning, a couple of legends. And Elway's got to be feeling good about things today.
Yeah, he does. I think he's sitting there going to Peyton, boy, I would have liked to run an offense like this when I was playing.
Yeah.
John Elway in today's game, he would have set records.
Second down and 15. That's Reiner. Again, a good crowd in Arizona for a first down to the 34. Now, we've had back-to-back weeks to attend practices at Denver, see the Broncos. They lost to a very good Houston team last week. But you've been saying, going through all the snaps, all the film, that, you know, that just takes some time. This is going to be a good team. You assured us over and over again.
Yeah, I did think that, but I knew this game, like they said, is very crucial to this football team to give them the confidence to go forward. And you can see it in practice. They're getting better. I noticed it against Houston.
Roughing the passer. Number 91, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's Ayers in on Carson.
Oh, yeah, that's the good two-step rule. He's getting blocked into him, too, by Cooper Carlisle, but then he takes him down. Robert Ayers last week had a huge play in the game. Houston fumbled at midfield. He kind of caused it by the way he handled the block in front of him.
Well, I think you're going to have a week off from having to answer the question. Is Peyton Manning all right?
Yeah,
I think that's been put to bed maybe for good.
Yeah.
As he was throwing it, was Miller again. You never thought there was an issue anyway.
Well, I just see the, Tim, look, we're fortunate. I've been out here, and this is the 4th day I've seen him throw the football. So it's amazing. I can tell the difference from last week to this week. And, just talking about Peyton Manning, too, we got to give Mike McCoy, think about the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. He last year was basically running an option attack in the NFL. This year he's running multiple offense, a good running game with a spread offense of Peyton Manning. What a transition for him.
Palmer lost control of it. It's fallen on by Smith. And again, it was Doomerville creating havoc in the backfield. This is something Peyton didn't have to worry about. He wasn't sacked all day long and threw for 338 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Well, when you get in a situation like this with your defense, do you have the guys that can win those matches to hit the quarterback? And the Broncos, Elvis Doomerville, good day by him. I think a big key to this defense, Elvis Doomerville and Von Miller. Can they bring pressure on the quarterback every week?
Goes as a sack for Doomerville as the throw is to Goodson for nothing at all. In 30 seconds and running down. Raiders have called a timeout. Again, you talked about how crucial this game was. They head off to New England. Boy, will that be fun to see again. Peyton and Tom again, and then at San Diego, and always these divisional games. Well, you talk about San Diego and Denver, you figure those two are going to be right at the top battling, and that'll be another good one. And look at Cincinnati with a win today at Jacksonville at 3-1. So you got 4 of the next 5 away, and only the Saints are here with a bye squeezed in there as well.
It doesn't matter whose schedule you put up there, right? In the NFL, you look at every one, you go, what? It's tough.
Yep.
It's just there's no given games in the NFL.
It's a 4th down and 18. Brought by Hagan, but going to be stopped short, and that'll close it out. It's going to be the largest margin of victory by the Broncos over the Raiders since 1962. 50 years. And after 4 consecutive years of Oakland winning in Denver's house, the Broncos with a resounding victory today. They have to take 1 snap. Osweiler will come out. It will not be Manning. Denver never had to punt today. Not once. 60 Minutes is coming up, season premiere, and that exclusive interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger. In the books, dominating second half by Denver. To go to 2-2, Oakland falls to 1-3. What do you think of that matchup next week out in New England?
Oh, of course, I'm excited to see it. It's 2 teams, both offenses coming into the game red hot, and of course, 2 of the best quarterbacks maybe of all time.
Of all time. They've had their battles through the years. We didn't know if we'd ever see another one, but there's one coming up, and we'll be there next Sunday. We'll look forward to having you on a doubleheader day. Final score is 37-6. Coming up, 60 Minutes. Season premieres Amazing Race, Good Wife, The Mentalist. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms saying so long from Denver. You've been watching the NFL on CBS Home.